What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. Um, excuse me. This is Black Ink Crew, season 7, episode 3 review. I need to make sure I'm clear about that because I don't put review on all my videos, and people seem to have a problem with that. So, review. Anyway, so look, this whole episode was about getting ready for the grand opening. They fucked up the soft opening, and I explained last week, if you're not sure what a soft opening is or what a soft opening is supposed to do, then you know, it's basically the opening before the opening to get all the kinks out. So they're getting ready for the grand opening party, and well, they start off with kind of recapping what happened the night before. We see Tati and Ted talking about a pool, basically like, yo, that shit was crazy last night. Walt's ass got fired. Donna got fired. Donna wasn't even supposed to be there and got fired. How the hell you get fired on your day off? I don't even know. Donna wasn't even working and got fired. And Donna's like, I ain't worried about that. Steve's ass done fired me more times in a little bit, and not my ass still here. So when he get over it, I'll be back. you know. When Debo around, I be quiet. When he leave, I be talking again. So Walt is pissed off because I don't think Walt is so much worried about the job situation as much as he was embarrassed that C's kind of went off on him and called him a drunk and all that. And he was like, I'm trying to get my kids back. See, again, this reality meets reality world type shit. Walt is still trying to get his kids back after what happened last year. And it doesn't help that, you're on camera drinking and people calling you a drunk. Now, I ain't gonna blame C's for calling you a drunk. I'm gonna blame you for being on camera drinking. Like, he wouldn't have been able to call you a drunk if your ass hadn't been drinking. And you fucked up the party. Because if you were in charge of publicity, like, you fucked up. If nobody came, that means you didn't do your job. Point blank, period. Like, you got to do more than retweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we live in a social media world. Yes, Black Ink, the name Black Ink holds a lot of weight. But you have to do more than just say, yo, Black Ink having a party. Especially in a brand new city where people don't really know you. And it's not like y'all the only, tattoo shop in town. Yes, there's a name involved with that. But, anyway. Well, you fucked it up. So Donna was like, look, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get this party started. First of all, we need to call some reinforcements. So we need to call up to New York, and we need to get some of the New York folk to come down here because we need some help. Which you don't, but okay. That's just a way to get the New York people to come. Then Donna went and got some signs made, and she was like, look, we're going to put on some bikinis. We're going to walk down Bourbon Street, and we're going to wear these signs. What's good? Of course, because at first Sky was like, Donna ain't never had a good idea, so I don't know what she can come out her mouth with. But then once Donna explained the idea, y'all know Jade always ready to throw on a bikini and go out and do something crazy. So she was with it. Tati was there, and Tati was like, all right, I'm down. Let's try it. So they got a plan together. And mind you, this whole time, C's is nowhere to be found. Ain't nobody seen C's. Don't nobody know where C's is. But they doing all this planning for the party. I guess they figure Caesar just somewhere blowing off steam, but we see later on that Caesar is at the daggone shop, getting the shop ready to open up. And he was like, I guess I'm just doing this by myself because, you would think that after you fucked up the way you fucked up last night, that you'd be here doing extra, trying to make sure that, there's nothing that can't, that you getting in everything, you putting in extra work and all this other stuff. But he's getting the shop together by himself. And the new guy, Ace, the new tattoo artist, he shows up and he starts helping Caesar. And they get to talking or whatever. And Ace was like, look, you can't really be too mad at them. It's a party city. People come to New Orleans and get caught up all the time. Like, I seen it happen. They just got caught up. They'll bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Those are good people. He was, I appreciate, because he wasn't talking shit. He didn't jump in on the bandwagon because, he's a new guy. And he could have very easily just jumped in with his boss and been like, yeah, that was kind of fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? But he didn't do that. He was trying to, play a peacemaker a little bit. And Walt shows up. So of course C's first reaction is like, why are you here? Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And Walt is being Walt. Walt's going off, and Walt's like, look, okay, the party was fucked up. I admit that. But did you have to call me a drunk? Like, we go back. Like, we brothers. Like, we better than this. Like, for you to just go off on me like that and call me out my name like that, like, we better than that. And C's was like, I shouldn't have called you a drunk. You right. And then they had this big kumbaya moment, and they cool again, and he hired Walt back. That's why Donna ain't worried about losing her job, cause she like, he be alright. I'm gonna show up tomorrow. He gonna be good. And so, back at the house. So they called in reinforcements. So Miss Kitty shows up and she brought Jada with her. And Sky's best friend showed up with Elliot. Remember Elliot from her friend from last season who was supposed to help her get pregnant, but it didn't quite work out that way. And she said they made up, or they're working on making up. You know how I keep wanting to call her Jade. You know how Sky is. It take a minute. Sky ain't no automatic. But the fact that she let him walk up in the house and she was cool with him being there, let you know that she cool. Because y'all know, if she ain't cool with you, you ain't going to be up in there. And that's just really what it boiled down to. Okay. Jada and Tati still got this issue from last year. So when Tati saw Jada roll up in there, she was like, oh, shit. Now, mind you, remember last week, Tati and Ted was all flirty and shit. So Tati was like, look, I remember last year she whooped my ass basically because I was dancing with Ted. So at this point, I just need to know who she fucking. Because I didn't know she was sleeping with Ted. I'm dancing with him and then I get my ass beat. So to avoid any problems, let me just find out right now, who in the world are you sleeping with, Jada? So I can keep away from them. So let me say this, time out before we go there. Sidebar. How many times is Tati gonna get her ass beat? How many times? They must be paying you some good money for you to keep letting them whoop your ass. That's all I don't. I feel like you don't go 2 consecutive episodes without getting your ass beat. I don't feel like that happens. That's why you got that. And where the fuck was your dog, your emotional support dog, when you got to... Okay, so let me go back to the story. That was just my sidebar. All right, so back to the story. So, Tati, you was wrong. The way you said it and what you said, you were wrong. You were doing what you did. You know what you were doing. So she gonna stop everything because they all having drinks and taking shots. They doing what they do. So she gonna stop everything talking about some Jada. I just want to know, can you let me know who you fucking, so that I make sure that, I stay away from them. So of course everybody was like, what? What are you talking about? Jada was like, what? Where is this coming from? And she was like, I just need to know so that I can stay away from them. I just need to know who you fucking, who you sleeping with. And then she threw a beer. They get to arguing, of course. Then she threw a beer on Jada. So my thing is this. Jada has probably been the aggressor in the past, but in this particular situation, Tati, you instigated that whole situation, and then you threw beer on her. I don't know too many people who wouldn't react to that, right? So of course a fight goes off, and they do what they do. They fight and blah blah blah. But that sets the tone for the rest of the episode. We'll get to that a little bit later on. So back at the store, Miss Kitty done got everybody in line, okay? Walt is on the laptop. He inviting people. Miss Kitty like, how many people have you confirmed? Because we need to make sure that you got this straight. I done confirmed 50 people. They coming. She's like, okay, who, you got this straight? Okay, you got that streamer. You got them balloons. Like, Miss Kitty got it going on. Jade is at the bar coming up with some signature drinks. Alex is interviewing people. He got a new tattoo artist he did interview. Donna is sweeping up, cleaning up. Like, we getting it in, right? Miss Kitty got everybody organized and she's getting this party ready. C's walks in. C's like, oh, y'all want to work now? Oh, everybody want to do something. And then he look over at Donna and he like, what the fuck you doing here? Didn't I fire you? Donna was like, C's, come on, stop it. He was like, no, for real, I fired you, right? Why are you here? And she was like, look, you need me as much, you need me down here, you need my help. Stop tripping, going over there somewhere and go by with Sky, because we good. And of course, Caesar like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna let her stay for now, but if she fuck up, I'm sending her big ass back to New York. Y'all, I really think that Donna's ass has had some surgical help. Maybe that's not a shock to anybody, but I'm just saying. I think it's had some surgical assistance. Anyway, so Jade is making signature drinks. C's don't like them. Jade is like, why I keep wanting to call that girl Jade? Sky, Sky. She look like a Jade to me. Sky, Sky, Sky. Sky was like, well, you know what? You can't make everybody happy. Oh, well. Oh, well. So Miss Melody shows up because, of course, she's coming to New Orleans to um, meet up with some of her family members. Remember last week, she wants to, get in touch with her, the white side of her family, with the whole New Orleans, because that's where her mom's family is from. And she wants to connect with them, even though they rejected her mom. And the cousin called her back and said he would meet with her. Now, she done got on a damn plane from New York to New Orleans to meet with this man. But here's what I like about Melody. Melody said, but I ain't going to make this trip for nothing. She had a damn client waiting for her when she got to the shop. And she did a really nice piece of the woman's, a portrait of the woman's mom. And she goes to meet with her cousin. And he stands her up. He never shows up. And I feel bad for her. She sat there for an hour waiting for that man. And, she called her mom. And her, she said, "Ma, I didn't tell you I had reached out to this guy because I know that you really didn't want me to do it. I know that you would have tried to discourage me." She said, "But I really wanted to just, meet my family. And her mom was like, I told you." She was like, "Look what they did to me. Like they don't want to have anything to do with us. And, I'm sorry, that this was your experience, but, I tried to save you from this by telling you not to reach out to them. But I understand where Melody's come from. I can't imagine not only not knowing a whole side of your family, but to know that that side of your family rejected you. And just like all people who have been rejected, you want to just tell people, look, I'm not that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know you think you won't like me just because I'm black, but I'm your blood. And once you meet me, you're going to fall in love with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like that whole, if I could just get in the room, I know I can change their mind. And I really think that Melody was dealing with some of that. And then, just to have a whole side of your family that you are not connected to and you know where they are. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you don't know your family, you don't know anything about your family, but it's something different when, you know, you're just not connected. Like, I'm not really, really close with my dad's side of the family, but I know where they are. We see each other from time to time. Like, thank God for social media. I think we've become closer through Facebook. We've seen each other more often in the last few years and things like that. But it was never a situation where we rejected each other. It just was a happenstance of life, and I could get into it deeper, but I'm not going to. But it was never with any sort of animosity. It was never that we didn't like each other. It just was, life was what it was. But as an adult, I definitely have made it my business to spend more time and get to know that side of my family. I've made a conscious decision. And I can't imagine me reaching out to them and them rejecting me. So I felt for Melody in that moment. I really did. Because, I mean, that's just got to be hard. It just got to be hard. They doing it up for the party. They got a brass band now. See, now, Walt, now you getting into New Orleans. You got a brass band. You going down the middle of y'all know what I'm saying. I was gonna say Beale Street, but that's Memphis. The French Quarter, and you handing out flyers and all that. So like now and not only are you doing what you need to do, now you're doing a Black Ink party. Like now people are like, oh shit, Black Ink, what? The line is down the street, right? Party starts, everybody's having a good time, they dancing, they booty shaking, they doing what they do. It's New Orleans, baby. You got New Orleans and Black Ink. I don't know how they got it wrong the first time. Jade go to the bar. Why do I keep calling her Jade, y'all? Damn it. She reminds me of somebody I knew named Jade, and I can't keep calling her Jade. Sky went to the bar to get a drink, and she was mad because the bartender tried to give her some old bullshit little shot glass, and Sky wanted a cup, like a cup. And y'all know Sky. Sky wasn't having it. Sky told that bartender, If you don't get your shit together, because the bartender got smart with her, got real, and called her bougie. Scott was like, me? Bougie? Like, did she really call me bougie? So she told the bartender, I will make sure you will never work here again. So, of course, the bartender, being who she is, she said something smart back to Sky. Sky said, "What? Say what?" And she was like, "I'm not. You're not gonna disrespect me." So she got the fight in the bartender. Caesar was like, "What the fuck? Like, really, Jay? Like, ah!" He was like, "Really, Sky? Like, I don't need this right now. Like, I need you to not be fucking fighting the bartender. Like, I need you to chill out." Then the police are outside. Come to find out, it wasn't, nobody called the police on them. Unfortunately, it was a situation where some girls got jumped and one of the girls was being taken away on an ambulance. I felt bad. Like, it was, oh my God, like, what are we doing to each other? What are we doing to each other? That baby got jumped. I don't know nothing about these people. I don't know who. I don't know. That girl could have been wrong as two left feet. I don't know. But all I know is that this baby got jumped and had to be taken away on a stretcher. And, C's went out there because, of course, he was thinking somebody done called the police on Sky or whatever. But it wasn't any. It didn't have anything to do with his establishment. So that, it was bad, but it was good. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad situation, but it wasn't. It didn't deal with him. Oh, I forgot. There was a scene. It looks like Tati and Ted might really be getting ready to hook up. They were out, had a nice little moment with the dog, the damn support dog who wasn't around when the owner was getting beat up. And they like each other, so we'll see where that goes. I'm sure that's going somewhere later on, but back to the party. I just had to say that because it means something. It comes into play. So Jade was not allowed to come to the party because Jade and Tati were still fighting at the house, and Miss Kitty made a decision and said, "Look, Tati's been down here. Tati helped get this, help get the store open, so she should be at the party. Jade, you need to stay at the house to avoid any conflict, because we only having positive vibes. Like, we don't want no issues." Well, y'all know Jade ass with her Smurf at motherfucking wig showed up. That was a horrible wig that she had. Y'all know I very seldom speak on appearances, but that wig was fucking hideous. Like, that was awful. And I know blue was her thing. Some of her blue wigs are really cute. That one was not one of them. That was not one of them. So Jada showed up at the party. Miss Kitty was like, "What are you doing here? Why are you here? Why are you here?" And she was like, "What do you mean? Like, ain't nobody tell me where I can and can't go. Like, you can't tell me where I can and can't go." So she's at the party. She goes up to Tati and was like, "Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you?" Now, she said that her intention was not to start anything. She said that her intention was to clear the air, to be the bigger person, and to just clear the air up. I think that's what you thought. But I also think that if Tati had said one thing wrong or came out her mouth wrong in any way, you was going to fight her. Like, I really do. I think that your fuse was short. I think you probably went in there with the right intention, but your fuse was right there. Like, it was a short fuse. And so, with that being said, he intervened and he told her, "I need you to go." She starts yelling at Ted. She starts coming at him or Teddy, and she done broke her dress. She holding her dress up like this, and he went to grab at her. It wasn't a good look. I know he didn't do anything to her, but the fact that she was holding her dress up and he grabbed at her, that wasn't a good look. It just wasn't a good moment. And so she pushed him, and he was like, "Yo, don't push me. Don't put your hands on me." And so then he told her, he said, "You know what? I tell you what." He was like, she need to know her place. Like, Tati is the manager. You are the receptionist. At the end of the day, she outranks you, and you need to show some respect. And so basically, he told her, "You know what? You need to leave." She wouldn't leave. He told her, "You fired." At the end of the day, what you must know, Jada, and what you must understand is that if it ever comes down between your word versus Teddy's word, you already know Caesar going with Teddy. So when Teddy went to Caesar and was like, "Yo, she need to go and she need to be fired," Caesar was like, "Look, I don't have time right now to have a conversation and find out what's going on. My man came to me and told me you gotta go. You gotta go." And that's what he did. He told Jada, he was like, "Look, I don't even know what's going on, but all I know is that Teddy came up to me and told me you gotta go. You gotta go. Point blank, period." Now, I didn't hear Caesar use the words fired, I heard Caesar say you got to go back to the house. Like, you got to go home. Caesar clearly don't stick with nobody that he done fired. So I feel like if you go home, you let cooler heads prevail, and you have a conversation when everybody's sober, then people might hear that you didn't really do anything. Like in that situation, like what happened at the house is what happened at the house. Now, my problem though is you shouldn't have shown up. If you were told not to show up, you shouldn't have shown up. I know everybody want to party. I know you didn't want to miss the party. But if you were told not to come, you shouldn't have come. When you did show up, I don't think you showed up to fight anybody. However, like I said, I don't think anybody wanted to take that chance. And when Teddy told you to leave, you should have just left. That's my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's the episode. Sky got into it with the new tattoo artist. That looks like that's gonna come into play next week, like in a big way. But the tattoo artist that Alex hired, Sky ain't really feeling him because he didn't know who she was, and y'all already know. First of all, how do you not know who Sky is? Like, if you getting hired, like, first of all, and Sky, like Sky said, she said either he's stupid or he playing because he pretending like he don't know me. She was like, either way, I ain't feeling it. And I feel you, Sky. I feel you. There's nowhere in the world that you can know Black Ink and not know who Sky is. So either you playing games or you didn't do your research. Because how do you go work for an organization as public of a profile as Black Ink and not go watch a couple of episodes of the show or something? Like, you have to know that you need to do your research. So I'm with you on that one, Sky. Like, dude, either you playing games or you for real. But either way, duh. Alright, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace. I'm going to try to get How to Get Away with Murder dropped tonight. Because I'm going to do How to Get Away with Murder. But I can't promise y'all that. But I'm trying.